Today we're going to be doing a multi-sectional foam appliance application on Derek. First thing we want to do is take an ordinary glue stick and apply it to Derek's eyebrows. And if he had any other facial hair, we'd go ahead and apply it to there. This will prevent the Darksyde from sticking to his eyebrows and pulling them out upon removal of the appliance. Okay, I'm going to start by putting some Darksyde on the inside of the bald cap. Pull the bald cap up, create some tack. I'm going around the perimeter edge of the bald cap with the Darksyde just to help seal it a little bit better. This will also help in the blending later on. Alright, now we're going to go and begin to put the foam appliance pieces on Derek's face. We want to make sure we test fit each piece. Make sure it's going to be properly aligned. This piece here looks beautiful. Start off by applying the Darksyde to the perimeter of the piece. Stick it on there. Remove it. It's fine. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and Darksyde the perimeter on Derek's face. Special note, as you see, somebody forgot to remove the nose hose for Derek's nose. If you don't have nose hose, your actor will fall over and pass out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Darksyde the perimeter on the brow piece. And building our tack once again. I'm going to start at the nose, press down, work my way to the center on the piece. Again, keeping the Darksyde and everything off of his eyes, eyelashes. Putting a light coat of Darksyde in between the joining point of the two prosthetics. It also helps to have an assistant when doing something like this. It'll speed it up a whole lot. This character here, we could have just stopped at a foam appliance, but instead we went ahead and we're applying all these extra little horns and thorny things all over his face and head. Details like this make people say, oh my god, that can't be real, and yet it is. Again, just adding some more horns. Not too concerned with the edges right now because we will be blending them in with latex. Alright, we're going to start blending in the edges. I'm going to take some Cinema Secrets Flesh Latex, mix it in with some Darksyde. Stippling helps create skin texture. It also hides and camouflages the blending edges of all of these prosthetics here. Again, taking very, very special care around his eyes. Still stippling. Yeah. Alright, Derek's ready for makeup now. A lot of people like to do their base makeup first. I don't like to do it like that. I like to go ahead and put my shadows in and then cover it with a base makeup. It helps bring out added dimension. I'm using a Cinema Secrets Trauma Stack using the color Dead Purple. We're going to make this auric a nice flesh tone color, and I like the realism that purples bring out of the skin tone. As you see, I'm brushing it into the shadow lines, the creases, the wrinkles. Using my finger to kind of smooth it out a little bit, blend it out, so nothing's too harsh. Look at that, look at his swollen head.
Not even trying to make you comfortable.
You can use your fingers or you can use a makeup wedge to blend this in. Personally, I like to use my fingers. As you see, by simply adding one color, it's beginning to bring this character to life. Another way to camouflage the prosthetic is to bring natural lines off of the prosthetic into your blending edges and beyond. This will make it hard to figure out where the prosthetic stops and the actor's face starts. I'm going to go ahead and use some ivory to paint his little horns on his forehead here, on his brow line. Don't want to use white, don't want to use black. I want to use something in between that's going to draw out some color, make it realistic looking. These appliances from Cinema Secrets came pre-painted, but their color scheme isn't really going with our piece today, so we're going to go ahead and just touch it up a little bit, try to blend it in with what else we have happening. Alright, now we're going to create Derek's skin tone. Skin tone is not just one color. Skin tone has lots of variations, different hues in it. I'm going to be using the Cinema Secrets Appliant Makeup Flesh Tones. I'm going to go ahead and start by stippling on a very light base coat all over the foam appliance, all over the bald cap, basically just all over. Again, use a stippling motion to create the skin texture. It just carries on with everything that you do in this type of makeup. You don't want to see brush strokes. You can see how the base coat is now kind of sorta hiding the shadow lines that I put in there to begin with. They will all come out later on down the line. I've been using rubber grease paints. Don't use too much makeup. A little bit goes a long way. We've got that base coat on there. I'm going to go on and move to a darker shade of flesh tone. Again, just stippling, kind of sporadically. You don't have to cover the whole entire piece, because once you blend it in with the blending brush, it's all going to come together. Flesh tone number 3. As with the second one, I'm going to go ahead and use it just a little bit more lighter than I did the first. You don't want it overtaking the original skin tone. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the blending brush to kind of stipple it in there a little bit. Notice I'm just pushing on it, stippling it. I'm not creating brush strokes. This is going to evenly disperse the colors, creating a natural skin tone. Alright, now I'm going to go in there to where those shadow lines already were put in place. I'm going to bring them out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to lightly stipple some of the undead purple around some of these obtrusions, these little horns, spikes, whatever you want to call them. Very lightly stipple that in there, because once you go ahead and blend that, you really don't want to turn it purple. We're going to want to create a bruising effect on it. Just a light bruising effect, nothing too terrible, because this is supposed to look natural. I'm going to come in with some Cinema Secrets Yellow. These colors are from the Trauma Stack. I love the Cinema Secrets Trauma Stack. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and once again, using a Cinema Secrets rubber grease paint palette, start stippling in a little bit of green. As you see, I'm just lightly stippling on the green. Very lightly. You don't want to overdo it too much, because it'll take away from the actual makeup job that you've already done. Here with the lighter shade of green, again just hitting some of the highlights. You're fine. Alright, for this part, we're going to go ahead and add hair to our orc. Separate the hairs, push it into the Prozade. Alrighty, that's you.